Phoenix Mercury center Brittney Griner's prolonged detention in Russia has reached its final conclusion. A 9.5-year prison sentence and a fine of over $16,000 for illegally possessing cannabis vape cartridges in the country. Her several-month journey for her crime, while it has reached this unfortunate conclusion, has been the most consistently talked about news regarding the WNBA, perhaps ever.
Spicy!
All jokes aside, the Biden administration will now be tasked with finding a way to bring her back to the States. But the plan they've currently set to get her back to the States is foolish, short-sighted, and highly dangerous. For MRC-TV, I'm John Simmons, and welcome to the woke world of sports. Griner pled guilty to charges of drug possession despite the Biden administration trying to view her as wrongfully detained. Griner's defense team highlighted that she has a medical marijuana card from Arizona that allows her to smoke weed to cope with injuries. But Russian law prevents anyone from possessing marijuana regardless of the circumstance. So she's been convicted for a legitimate offense, but at the same time, America is right in trying to get her out so she doesn't have to spend a decade in Russian prison. But the plan to get her out is one of the worst I've ever seen. Biden gave his approval to a plan that would involve a prisoner exchange of Griner and corporate security executive Paul Whelan for Victor Bout. You might be thinking, who's that? The short answer is, a guy who shouldn't be let out of jail.
This is the man nicknamed the Merchant of Death. Convicted arms trafficker Victor Bout, currently serving a 25-year sentence in the United States.
When arrested, he oversaw operations capable of delivering enough weapons to launch rebellions, fuel revolutions, and slaughter untold thousands of people. He was an accessory to violence on a scale that is beyond comprehension.
Bout is a former Soviet military officer who's been accused of using front companies to funnel Soviet-era weapons into conflict zones like Afghanistan, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, even working with U.S. government contractors in Iraq.
He's a dangerous person. He was one of the most prolific arms dealers in the world. He was convicted in a U.S. federal court in New York of conspiracy to kill Americans.
Anybody think this is a good idea? No?
Anyone? Anyone seen this before?
That's because it isn't. While I'm all for getting Americans back to the homeland, if this is the price we have to pay, we shouldn't do it. Bout is a slime ball of the highest order, and he would immediately go back to causing havoc if released. Former President Donald Trump ruthlessly blasted the Biden administration for this proposed plan, which, given this administration's track record of dumb decisions, is unsurprising, but supremely discouraging and highly frightening. We cannot stoop this low to get a prisoner out, and we have to find another way. If we don't, it's not an exaggeration to say that millions of people could suffer if Bout is released. So folks, what do you think? Was my analysis a home run, or was it a big swing and a miss? Feel free to leave your comments and subscribe to our social media channels that aren't being censored into oblivion. And always remember, be on your A game and don't cave to the woke agenda in sports. For MRC TV, I'm John Simmons.